Welcome back to Stroke, the Art of Mental Stimulation, where I touch subjects at depths that most people aren't willing to go. I keep it really raw and honest. I don't hold back. You guys already know how we do this. It is the real human experience, imperfection and all. You got D-Love on the mic with you today. And of course, if you are just tuning in, make sure you go and hit that subscribe button. Show some love. Show some love. You are in for a show. You may have heard it all before, but not quite like this. So get ready for the ride. Buckle up. Get ready to ride the wave. Man, you're in for a treat. You are in for a treat, especially if you're just tuning in. I'm going to mind my manners. That's what they used to say back in the day. I'm going to mind my manners. We have company. We have company. All right? But get ready, man. Buckle up. You already know what time it is. Of course you know what time it is. It's time to get stroked up. What's going on, guys? I hope you are having a beautiful day. I hope your day is amazing. I hope you have let nothing get in your way. Nothing just mess up your day energetically. You know, I hope no one has gotten to you yet, no situation, whatever, because we're here. We're here, and you guys are here with me, and I'm so ecstatic. You know, I'm always happy to have you guys on this mic here with me. I'm happy to have you right here in my space. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to get on here and pour into you. All right? I'm going to go back. I'm going to take it way back. Maybe not so far back with some of you because you do have children and you may, still be in this phase. But I'm going to take it back. You remember back when we were in school, when we were little kids, and to teach us a lesson, they would use stories and parables and things like that. And, we'll listen to it and then we'll have that aha moment at the end of it. That's what I'm about to do. I have something I want to share with you guys that's going to go along with today's episode. So bear with me. I promise you it's interesting. I'm not going to take all your time. This episode is probably going to be fairly short because I think I can hit this one straight to the point. I don't have to beat around the bush. I don't have to play around. So, yeah, bear with me right here. All right? I have a little story for you. In a quaint village nestled between the whispering forest and serene mountains, there lived a young sapling named Sarai. Sarai was not like the other towering trees. She was smaller, with branches that swayed differently in the wind. Every day, Sarai gazed at the mighty trees around her, wishing for their strength and the support of deep, firm roots like theirs. One day, a wise old tree, Eldrin, noticed Sarai's longing and spoke. "Why do you look so troubled, young Sarai?" Sarai replied, "I am afraid, for I do not have the strong roots like yours to support me, nor the tall branches to reach the sun. I fear I will never grow as majestic." Eldrin, with leaves rustling gently in the wind, shared a secret. Support comes not always from the ground beneath us or the trees around us, but from the belief within us. You must find your own way to the sun, for each tree grows strong in its own time and manner. Determined, Sarai decided to focus on nurturing her own roots, absorbing the rain and sunlight, and learning from the soil itself. She no longer sought the approval of the forest, but embraced her unique place within it. Seasons passed and Sarai grew, not in the shadow of others, but alongside them, with a trunk firm and branches wide, reaching for the sky in her own special way. One day a young sapling, much like Sarai once was, whispered to Sarai, "I'm afraid, for I do not have the support I need to grow." Sarai smiled, sharing the wisdom Eldrin once offered. Support is not just about being held up by others, but about finding your strength within. Grow at your own pace, for your roots are stronger than you think, and your branches will find the sun in their own time. Man, you see what I was talking about? One of those stories back in the day when they had that big plot point and we was all gathered around the teacher and, we all looking up at her like she's the best thing next to chopped liver. I don't know if people eat chopped liver. I don't know. I don't eat meat, so I don't know. That just came to my mind. All right. But this story encapsulates the essence of finding inner strength and not solely depending on external support. It's a reminder that while support from others is valuable, the most profound and lasting support often comes from within, enabling us to reach our own true potential. And that's what today's episode is about. Sometimes, we go along these journeys. We have these things going on in our lives. We have these new projects we're taking on. Some of us are entrepreneurs and we get out here and, we're expecting the support from the people we think it's supposed to come from, the people around us, our community, our village. And what I've been finding is sorry, my mouth. a lot of people have been suffering from that and like really down and depressed because they don't have the support they thought they should have. And I said, let me tackle this today. I really want to dive into that because 9 times out of 10, when you start off on something new or you do something, it's not going to be the people you know. And I'm finding myself, it's not going to be the people you know that's going to support you. Yeah, support, most times it's free. You know, I mean, of course, that's financial support or whatever. But, you know, a lot of people, they're living their own lives. They have their own stuff going on, and they're not going to stop to support you. Most times when you get the most support is when you've went through that journey and those trials and tribulations, and it hurt, and you cried, and you got on your knees. You had to pray because it was so hard, and you kept going, and you kept going, and consistency, and boom, you got a little traction. And when everybody see it, then that's when everybody come and they praise and they rejoice and they say, you're so great and you all this and you're all that. You're not going to have people there in the working stage. Of course, you're working all the time, but in the building stage, how about that? People are not really going to be there in the beginning. You will find that it will be strangers that you do not know that will support you first. It will be people you do not know. You know, some of those Facebook groups you're in or some of those people you meet online or whatever, they will support you first. All right. So I don't want you to get caught up into that. And some people actually get angry and, you know, stop talking to each other and stop talking to people or whatever. No, just keep working. People see you. But even if they don't, you see you. You have that vision. You know what you have in your heart. You know what you have to do. You know, you don't need that validation. You know, God is your validation. If God is telling you to get out there and do it and you're being pushed every day and that's on your heart and that's in your spirit to do it, just keep going. Just keep going. I promise you, it's coming. It's coming, but you don't need it. You have to build resilience within. Be strong within yourself, within your own gifts, whatever. Be your own cheerleader. You're going to have to be your own cheerleader for a long time. Especially if you're on the path of entrepreneurship, you're going to be cheering along. I'm saying along. God, tongue heavy today. Alone for a long time. All right. It's just going to be you a lot of days. So, you know, you have to build that foundation within yourself, and you can't need that. Of course, we value it. We love it. But you can't need that, man. And just keep pushing. And, you know, be an example for other people. If you want to set example and show support when you see people come along with things they're doing, you know, do that. Maybe you can be an example to people. But other than that, yeah, you can't let that be to your detriment right there. You can't at all because, yeah, people are different, all right? They're not going to come until that work is done. So, you know, put in the work, put your head down, do what you have to do, understand how it works. You know, don't get upset. Don't get caught up in that. And just grind it out. Grind it out, man. Fulfill your purpose and do what you were put here to do. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Do some self-care, you know, self-discovery. Do some things for yourself because you're going to have those moments where you're going to feel super low. So do some things and figure out some ways. You're going to have to figure out ways to lift yourself back up along the way. And I kid you not, I'm very transparent. Man, I have days I've cried. You know, because it's hard and it's tough and you know, you're doing it on your own. But as long as you keep going, it's going to get easier. It's going to get easier. And the claps are going to get louder. And the claps are going to get louder. And the cheerleaders are going to come around. You're not going to have to call them. They're just going to be there for you or whatever. I mean, just because people are not, you know, supporting you out loud don't mean they're not really supporting you. I told you, a lot of people may have a lot of things going on in their life. They do. You know, of course they could do it, but yeah, a lot of people do. And most people are focused on what they have going on. They may have issues going on, things going on. Their brain is not really computing that that you need that or whatever. And, you know, that's okay. You got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with it because you got work to do. You got work to do. You have a lot further to go. You know, this is a marathon. It's not a race. So you may as well go ahead and get that within your spirit. That's why I want to talk about that today. Get that within your spirit that it may just be you. Okay? It may just be you. A lot of people are not even blessed with, you know, family members that support them. I'm not one of them. God blessed me with a supportive family. And, you know, I'm happy about that. Like, I have a great support system, family and friends. They're right there. I can tell my family that I'm working on building a path to China that no one knows about. And they'll be right there with me like, oh, man, that sounds great. You know, what's going to happen with that? Are we going to be able to walk the path? Can we go through there? You know, they're going to be asking questions like that. You know, I have a great support system. Even if they don't understand what I'm doing, they're still right there. And people, just because I'm on here saying that it's okay and people should be resilient and everything else, I'm still hoping this will be a message to you when you see your friends and your family members, trying to jump out there like a lot of people are afraid to do and a lot of people can't do. It takes a lot and a lot of courage to jump out there and do something like that. So if you happen to see them, even on social media, send them a like or something, share their work or whatever. It's free. If you can be mindful of that. Like I said, I know you have things going on in your life, but, just be mindful of that. That, a little support goes a long way. And, of course, one day, hopefully you're going to start your venture as well, man. Then you'll really understand, what's needed. Because I like to believe that everybody has it in them, has that gift. And I want everybody to utilize that gift to fulfill their purpose and get all that abundance that God has for us. So your time is coming too where you're going to need that support or whatever. And, that person probably will be there for you as well. So, yeah, it doesn't take much. There is financial support and, free support or whatever. If you can't do financial support and that's not always needed, do a little free. Even just texting them and say, hey, you're doing great. I see you. That feels good when I get those. Hey, you're doing great. I see you. Keep up the good work. That's support. Because guess what? On the times that people send that without knowing, sometimes those are the Lord's moments. I've been on my knees saying prayers to God to keep pushing me, God, be here with me, guide me, just down on my knees. And I receive a text or a phone call from someone like, hey, man, you're doing amazing. I see what you're doing. And when I tell you that lift my spirit, so there's no time limit on it. If you haven't been supporting someone in your family or friend, whatever, do it today. Just hit them up, text them. Like I said, it can be free. Hit them up, text them, and let them know that they're seen, they're doing a great job, because it takes a lot of courage to step out to do something like that outside of the norm, to try, take control of your life and get out there and do some things or create something that's been inside of you, whatever. It takes a lot. It's a big jump. All right. So, be mindful of that and, support your people, man. Support your people, support your family, support your friends. Help get the word out or something, even if you can't utilize or you don't like whatever they're doing, because no one's going to force you or whatever. Still, if you see someone who could be interested in whatever, just, hey, let them know. Hey, I know such and such. All right. Every little bit helps. I promise you. Okay. Every little bit helps. We know that everything isn't for everybody, but still, me, myself, when I see, any type of person that's stepping out on a limb like that with business, or they saying something different than they normally will say, or they're being creative, I always like it or something. That's me, man. I always like it or something because I know what they take. I know the courage that they took. So I always have to let them know that, you are heard, you are seen, you're here, and I'm aware. All right. But yeah, be mindful. I said I wasn't going to keep you guys long. I just want to get out here and, get on here and do that. I wanted to share my little story, and I did. All right. Remember, follow at Strok'D, STROK'D _ the podcast, at Strok'D, STROK'D _ the podcast. And my challenge is to find someone to support, give free support, share their stuff, do something. All right. Of course, what just happened to you. You just got stroked up. Bye.